Somebody wants a water? Sorry? Yeah. It's like making somebody a deo as a present. You think, do I smell? You ask like you ask, and it's like, does it look differently? Yeah. Are you well?
I am, thank you very much.
Because you don't look well.
Long wait over Christmas again. Anyway.
Sorry, it's not even 9:30 yet.
Right. Jurgen, a win will set a new record across Europe's big leagues of 61 points from the first 21 games. Put it in context as well, Arsenal's invincible side had 49 points at the very same stage. What would a record like that signify for you, and what would you say now about the capability of this squad to go the entire league season?
Oh my God, Winnie. Who sends you out asking these questions? Nothing, didn't think a second about it, will not start now thinking about it. The only thing what I can say, if we would have thought about any kind of record, we would not have won the number of games we won so far. That's it. I think in sports, we have to ask probably other teams, they did it before, never set a record because I wanted to set a record, just because it happened by being focused on each step you make, and that's what we have to do. And my problem in this moment is Tottenham. The way they play, the way we think they will play, the way they will play then, and all that stuff. That's the only thing I'm concerned about, nothing else.
What then are you expecting from Spurs? We know that Jose in the past has upset Liverpool at crucial stages in the season, but also on top of that, they're without Harry Kane, so they're a different proposition. What are you expecting?
Very good organized Tottenham side, yes, putting some emphasis on defending for sure, having counterattacks, but the team is too good technically that they will do that only. So there will be, if we let them play, they will play Eriksen, Ali, Decelso, a lot of players in the midfield already there which can create situations, speed there with Moura and Son 100%. Played a lot of times now with 5 in the back. Not sure if they will do it again, but if then we have Aurier and Sessegnon on the wings, on top of that with speed, yeah. So it's it's a situation where probably nobody expects, if it's a home game for Tottenham, and usually go there and it used to be like that they create and try to dominate the game. Not sure if that's somebody wants to see that in the moment. I think all of them go for a result, and that's possible in different ways. We cannot be sure 100% what they will do, but we have obviously signs, and we have to think about what did he do against us when he was at Man United or with his teams, but it will not be the same because it's different players, different. And we are a different opponent, so all these things. That's normal analyze. So an analyze always ends quite away from the truth, from the reality, because we don't know 100%. They all can make their own decisions, but that's the same thing for us. We are not. We want to be unpredictable, so we have to be unpredictable in this game. We have to make things they cannot prepare for, and that's what we try, of course.
In terms of the injury, good news this week with Matip and Shaqiri back out the training ground and with the first team. But I'm just wondering about James Milner as well. What's the news on?
So James and Naby are not available. So both are muscle injuries, different, and for different people. So we'll see how quick will it be. We really don't have to put a time frame on it because we don't know it exactly. We will see. We are open whenever they want to join us again, or when the medical department gives green light. But not for sure, not for this weekend, not for next week. But then we will see. Joel was not part of all parts of training he did. He was outside on the pitch, which looked really good, but then he had to do his own stuff again. Yesterday was part of the first part of training. Shaq trained completely normal since he's in. Then what was it? Dejan and Fabinho, we expect to be back next week in full training. And that's obviously good. If that's then early enough for the United game, I don't know, but we will see. They work really hard in the moment. They go really through the paces, and so that's good. Anybody else? Kleine, yeah. No, Kleine is in a good way, but not available.
I know you're not talking about records and whatever, but it is the best, or it could be, if you beat Spurs, the best ever start ever for an English.
We can talk, if it happens, we can talk after the game. Why we should talk now? What if? And sorry.
And you've got trophies, obviously, in your cabinet now. And when you first came in here, you described yourself as the normal one, but you are pushing boundaries. You're raising the bar. Are you better than normal now, or is normal fine?
Normal is completely fine. So, because I spoke about me as a person, and I think I know myself 52 years. I'm a normal person. I only know a little bit more about football than maybe some others, but not and all the rest. There's nothing special in me, unfortunately. So it would be nice, the only way I understand is that you do what you are good in with passion, with 100% and all that stuff, and using the exceptional people around you. This includes the coaching staff, of course, includes the players, of course, includes so many more people around. In this specific case, not even only Melwood, there are so many more people and who are working 24/7 for this club, and our owners involved, all that stuff. So supporters, that's it. So everybody is doing his piece, and at the end it can be good. So that's how it is. Yes, 100% normal, nothing special.
Just in terms of the changes that you made for the FA Cup game, we saw some more of the younger lads coming back in. So we've now seen Liam to Swansea. Curtis at the headlines, of course. We spoke about Pedro coming relatively towards the end of his contract. Nico came in there as well. What's the bigger plan? Is there a combined plan? Does everybody have to have the individual one?
Yeah, they're all individual plans, of course. So I think we didn't need that game as a proof, but the Everton game was obviously a proof that that we brought in Vitor Matos was a smart decision because he is the coach of these boys, plus Critch, plus Alex and the academy, Alex Ingham at the academy, are doing an incredible job, but there are different ways. So what these boys have to do? They have to develop, and we have to think about how can they develop in the best way. Our squad this year is, in this moment, they have very, very important parts, a very important part in the squad, and a very important job in the squad. Today again, yesterday again, day before yesterday, we'll have 3-4 normal sessions this week, which makes it a quite exceptional week. And they really push. They don't behave on the pitch, in a training pitch, like kids. Well, they are kids, but they don't behave like this. That's the biggest step they made in the last 5-6 months. But on the other side, they're humble enough and understand the situation. They are surrounded by a bunch of world-class players, so they are ready to do their steps. So now what they have to do, you can send them out to a club, and where you hope they can get, games under their belt. But again, they have games. They have games in U23s, and they have outstanding, high-quality training sessions here. So we make these decisions person by person, player by player, and don't say they go all out on loan or whatever, or they all stay here. So for Rien, it was the right thing to do. In this moment, we all agreed it was the right thing to do. And because that's important, of course, as well, that he needs to find a manager, the boys need to find a manager in the best possible way who knows them already, that's the case. with Steve and Rian. So that helped a lot. Swansea and Steve Cooper asked already in the summer if he can go, and it was not the right moment. He came out of a long-term injury, so I thought he needed to just to get a rhythm, get used to his body again. His body needs to get used to the intensity. Now he's already training for a long period, and so it was a good moment. It was a good moment to give him on loan and to help Swansea, hopefully, and Swansea can help Rian and then us. So yeah, that was good. But from the others, I don't see in this moment anybody who would benefit more from a loan spell than from staying with us. The record.
No, it's no.
I deleted your question.
No.
Sorry.
Sadio's award this week.
Yeah.
Is that representative not just of his progress, but the team, the squad's progress, and the hunger that the players that you have here? Because Sadio came from Southampton, Robbo from Hull, Wijnaldum from Newcastle. They've all had something to build on when they've come here, and obviously you talk about the younger players coming through as well. So is that just a representative of the progression the squad has made, although Sadio won the award?
I think the last 3 years we always had the African Player of the Year. So it was now twice Mo Salah in a row, and this year it was always very well deserved. And this year it was Sadio, and it's well deserved as well. So that's how that's really nice. It's really nice, and we all know how the world works, and that gives the club a big boost in that part of the world, 100%. And that's good. I love that fact. But these boys, all of them you mentioned, and some others you didn't mention, first and foremost, they are responsible by themselves for the development they made. So they were good players, really good players before we signed them. That was the reason why we signed them. And we are not this kind of a project where we think, let's have a look if it will work. So we think, we are convinced, or we are convinced in that moment when we bring them in, that they really can help us and push the team or the other player on that position or whatever. So that all worked out, pretty much all. And so that's absolutely exceptional, but it only works because of the environment. It only works because of the atmosphere the boys create by themselves in the group, and that's really good. That's really good. And now for the kids especially, when they come up, the role models they have, they couldn't be better. So they couldn't be better. It's just, if it's as a Scouser trend for Curtis, with all dealing with these things, we all think life is a dream as a professional football player, but you are like 5, 6, 7 hours a day here, but then the day has more hours, and you go back and you are still a Scouser, and everybody's pulling from all sides and wants you to be this kind of representative for all Scousers in the world or whatever. So that's not every second easy. But as a professional football player, with Millie, with Hendo, with the other ones, with Adam, it's just incredible. So that's the thing that creates the situation where boys can learn from, the young boys can learn from what is allowed, what is not allowed, how much can I express myself, how much do I have to express myself, and how much do I have to be just a normal guy in the dressing room and all these things. So that makes the development, and I'm really happy that we have these kind of characters here, because that makes my job massively easier. No others showing up. So you have to.
My fault. Ask you a question, James. The BBC. Entirely my fault.
There's a clear.
Very much so.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Just adding to what you were saying about the youth, to be able to put 5 or 6 teenagers into that tie at the weekend and do so well, what are the club doing to make that possible? What's the key to success in that respect?
The right players and the right coaches around them. Clear. Easy. But now it's very important to say, because I know we won that game, and on the other side Everton lost that game, and both caused kind of a big, what is it? So everybody looked, wow, how can that happen? So it caused Everton problem. That was not our intention. I know for supporters it's slightly different, but for us it was not about that. It was not disrespectful. It was not about that. So we have to say 100% honest, if all the other players would have been fit, it was not a plan to play with the kids against Everton. So there could have been if they would have been fit, Naby, Shaq, only from the players who didn't start the game before, 2 centre-halves. Yeah, I think that's it pretty much. But there could have been different players so then we would have used them, and don't know if we would have won the game or not. That was our team for that night, the only possibility we had. The only difference was really that we felt good about that because we wanted to win the game. And I told the boys before, obviously before you know the lineup, the boys knew the lineup, and they are normal human beings and stuff like that, so they look at it, oh, what's the message behind that? And I told them, and it was the 100% truth, the message is, I want a team on the pitch who has the legs to put Everton as much as possible under pressure, and I want a team in which everybody is overly excited about the opportunity to play the game, and that was the case. And I saw that from the first second. So if it doesn't work, 100% my fault. If it works, 100% the boys, creditable to the boys. And that was the situation we had. And that's what they used. But we could have been 3-0 down, we should not forget that. You all would talk completely different about the game. Aston Villa was a different team. It was not only without Curtis and Nico, Joe was not in, Adam was not in, stuff like this. It was a completely different team, but people compare it. The first 15 minutes of this game against Aston Villa were outstanding. They lost 5-0. So that can happen in football. All the mistakes they made were based on, or because of the age group they are in, and the physical age group they are in, because they lost here a challenge, there a challenge, stuff like that, completely normal. But what I want to see and what we have to show, that our patterns and our routines and our philosophy and our football, that it's on that you can see it. And I saw that in the Aston Villa game as I saw it in the Everton game. So that's the main thing. And the boys need to know that it's that as long as you are part of Liverpool, you have to fill our philosophy with life. So, and all the different things, how we behave when the opponent has the ball, how we behave when we have the ball, how brave we have to be, how all that stuff. And then you can have a football game, you can still lose it. How I said, it would have been the same game, maybe not, but it could have been the same game if we are 3-0 down when they had the 3 chances. But Adrian saved our life in that situation. And then he can still play good football, but nobody's interested in it. We as manager and coaches, we have to be interested in that. And this is development. You can lose a game as long as you do the right things. Football is unfortunately like this. You can do your best and still lose. So, but what is then the conclusion of that? Try it again. Next time it will work out. And that was what happened against Everton. That's why it was so nice for us, to be honest, that it worked out and that it gave the boys the proof, if they needed it, that if you rely on these things, fill them with life, then it can work out.
Just one on Minamino, if I may.
Right, no, good, because we didn't speak about him so far, that's good.
We saw him play in a central role against Everton. Is that, do you see him being applied to both the central and the wide roles here at Liverpool?
He played there because we thought that it's most natural to him. In the first place, especially defending-wise, against the ball, it was most natural to him. He played the position the year before, not this season, the year before the season, when my former player was manager at Salzburg. I watched a couple of games. They played a lot diamond. He was the 10 very often. Can play the second strike, all that stuff. For Japan, he plays the 9. Can play the wing, all this thing. But I thought it's from defending point of view the most natural position for him. Well, he knows, because I don't want to give him kind of a playbook. Read it, and now you know what you have to do, and so he could defend naturally, actually. And then that was the reason. But it's not his only position he can play. No. He played in a forward to both wings. I said second striker for Japan, the only striker, stuff like this. There's a lot he has to offer, and I loved the game in a completely new team. Not only because it was not together with Sadio, Bamaban, these guys, they give the ball and they do something completely by themselves. So it was really a team to find together during the game, and exceptional performance.
You mentioned
Finally.
built up now.
I waited the whole morning already.
You mentioned earlier about how difficult a Mourinho team can be to play against. Do you think is facing Mourinho still the biggest challenge that other managers face?
Jose Mourinho is a world-class manager with a specific mindset, I would say. So let's see how he wants to win with all he have from here to there. So, and that's I respect that a lot. So that means each situation his team is in, he tries to use for his team. Possibly because if you would be now Tottenham in the situation of us, and we come there, he would try to use that. Now it's the other way around, so now he tries to use that. That's how football is. That's how managers work. And he's very... look, I don't want to create headlines, but there are a couple of games which are really... I don't remember that we played a game in the last 2 or 3 years where I thought before the game, oh, thank God it's him as a manager and not somebody else. So it's just tough against all of them for really different reasons. It's tough against the Jose Mourinho team, but the good news is, in this case I'm not sure if he was a better footballer than I was, but the good news is we don't play. It's we sent out two games full of experience and desire to change or continue their own situation, and that at the end we have to make sure that works out. Don't think anybody wants to play against us in the moment. It's a Tottenham, my preferred opponent for the weekend, probably not, but it's the opponent. So, and we are the opponent of Tottenham, and so let's try the best. I don't know, but I don't know actually. Did Jose play there? Was a goalkeeper. Jose was a goalkeeper. Does anybody know what Jose Mourinho? What did he play? So that don't blame me if you don't know it. Not that Klopp had no clue. Does anybody know the position of Jose Mourinho? I think he was a goalkeeper.
Played in goal in one of the charity games, didn't he?
You can play in goal if you can't walk anymore as well, but in a charity game, sorry. But yeah, come on, look. No, I want to know it now. Come on, we need Google it. No, we have time.
We haven't got time.
I have time. Oh, sorry, you asked a question.
The future is for him. Obviously, you brought him back for the Everton game. And now you've got centre backs getting fit again. What happened with that?
First of all, it was really great. It was just nice to have him around again because he's such an exceptional person. Made a lot of experience, interesting experience in the town in the city where I'm born. So I know the people there. They can be kind of strange, but he enjoys it a lot. Yeah, probably he will go back. But we have to see exactly. But yes, probably. And? Sorry, Jose. No, but then he played the goalie in the charity game. Okay. Yeah.
Richard, anything from you? No, and we can't see the game. Brilliant. Okay, room 1, guys, and then see you.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Cheers, Jurgen.
Welcome.